Welcome to Lights, Camera, Akron, your guide to life in college here on the University of Akron campus.
Coming up on this episode, we take a look back on the election and how it affected us here in college.
We take a look at how students are having fun while making a difference at UA.
We give you a closer look at what it means to be a real DJ and show you some live performances that you don't want to miss.
There's no soccer game tonight. Join us for this episode of Lights, Camera, Akron. Welcome back to Lights, Camera, Akron. You know, I've noticed a lot of faces on campus are getting burly. I love No Shave November. Clearly, this guy does not.
What do you mean? This is almost 3 weeks deep.
Don't worry, DJ. It's all genetics. It's probably, though, the fourth best thing about November. Topping the list has to be the election.
Well, did you vote, AP?
For the election or for the voice?
Let's take a look at students' feelings on voting leading up to the election. Bridget Litton caught up with a few zips to get the scoop.
There's no doubt that college students had a major impact on the 2008 presidential election. To see if they'll show up in record numbers at the polls again this year, we've asked Akron students if they'll be voting for 2012.
I will be in the booth voting and making sure that my voice is heard.
That's pretty important to me. You got to know who's running the country. You know, you don't just want anybody.
I think it's rather important to know our president and have a say in it.
We're young. It's an election that I think is going to change a lot of our lives, really.
Well, this year in particular, I feel it's very important.
It's really two different plans for where the country's going to go.
It's pretty important to me since I'm a college kid.
And for those that did vote in 2008, President Obama earned nearly 2/3 of the young population's vote, an overwhelming figure that led him to being elected. Now the question is, has he done enough to get those votes and earn a second term?
I am definitely voting for President Obama again.
I think he's done a really good job. I think he's a really good president, and I'll be voting for him.
I'm not a big fan of Mitt Romney.
Ron Paul, because he's a beast and he's a man.
I am planning to vote for Mitt Romney because it seems like in the past 4 years, Barack Obama's done nothing but lie, has been a man of all words and no action.
I'm probably going to vote for Obama.
I think people need to give him a little bit of a break and just, give him another 4 years, and hopefully he can still make the changes that he has been making.
We'll see over the next 4 years how the president maintains his relationship with college students. You know, I wouldn't mind seeing him on campus again. I think he owes us a visit, and I'm thinking ice cream.
I wouldn't mind taking him to Swenson's. I'll even drive.
I call shotgun. He seems like he'd be really into singing in the car. I'm thinking maybe lip syncer or maybe a belter. What do you think?
I'm going with lip syncer.
Speaking of which, those who have been on campus made a difference with their lip syncing.
And with that, we bring you this year's Sam's Rock Alike.
Tonight's event is Sam's Rock Alike. It's Students Against Multiple Sclerosis. And basically what we do is we have a ton of people from the res halls and from fraternities and sororities perform to music. So it's kind of like a lip sync. And it's really fun because students get to see their friends and their RAs in a more casual setting doing silly things and dancing. And we also raise a lot of money for a great cause.
The very best, no one ever was. Catch them is mine.
We bring in guest judges. We have an MC. This year it's Michael Yo.
We got some. She like South. We from the South.
I'm not quite sure what everyone has in store, but I've heard that South is bringing the house down. Richie wins something every year, so I'm sure they're going to bring it. They'll be defending a title. And Sigmund New pretty much runs away with at least one award every year, too. So I can't wait to see what they have in store.
It's important to have events like this on campus to raise awareness for diseases like MS, because not a lot of people know what MS is.
MS is an autoimmune deficiency that affects your spinal cord and nerves, so you slowly start losing control of your nerves as time goes on.
I think it's really important for things like this to happen just because since it's a college campus, this is probably the best place you're ever going to get to raise awareness. So it's really cool that we have opportunities like this where we can bring people together for something fun, and we're going to get the word out there. People are going to know about MS, about the problem it presents, and kind of be able to fight it, and it's kind of like you get to have your contribution.
And it's also important because it shows that the University of Akron really cares about people, that we're building a community based around giving and giving to others and building a community in Akron as a whole.
MS isn't something that a lot of people know about, and I feel like being on a college campus, it's really easy to create a sense of community among your peers and all the people you see every day, but you tend to get a little detached from the real world. So it's important to make sure that that bridge still stays there and that everyone can come together to help out someone, you know, in need. People helping people, it's a powerful thing.
That's probably the third best thing that happens in November.
Well, when are you going to finish this list?
Okay, here's number 2. It's this guy named Mark.
Wait, is that your new boyfriend?
No. Mark Elliott. He's this really inspirational speaker that came to the university as part of Disabilities Awareness Week in November, of course. He brought a very powerful message.
What makes you tick? So for the past 4 years, I've been traveling all around the country speaking about tolerance. Like, that's really what my message is all about. Instead of using the word tolerance, I capture my message in the phrase, live and let live. And I use my experience of living with Tourette syndrome for 20 years just to convey how little we know about each other's lives. You know, that when we see someone, I can think something about them, positive or negative, but understand, like, I don't really know what's driving their behavior. And my presentation is a small reminder of that. Now I've also have been able to overcome my Tourette's in the past 2 years. And before I knew it, I had 20 gigs booked around the country. And from those 20 engagements, it went so well, I decided not to go to medical school, and that this is maybe a way that I could help people instead. So in the past 4 years, I've had like around 450 engagements, maybe spoken to about 200,000 people. It's been a really wild, wild journey.
Mark Elliott was so amazing. It was really insightful on how to tolerate people, and it was totally different than what I expected. I thought it'd be more about like his life with Tourette's.
And then act on those assumptions and show them to live.
I think his message of live and let live, to not think of someone at first of what they do, just like to live your life and like accept people for who they are.
Like personally, it nailed everything. He gave us a lot of examples of what his life and then what I can reflect on in my life.
The way that I end all my presentations is always with a quote that's an iteration from Plato, and it goes just like this: be kinder than necessary. Everyone is fighting their own battles that you know nothing about.
I really like that quote. You know I'm a sucker for inspirational stuff.
Very cute. When we come back, we'll toss it over to Amanda Ake and mix it up with a guy that you may have never seen, but probably have heard.
First, here's this week's Zip Tip.
If you want to rent great movies but don't want to risk losing your great parking spot, come to the bottom floor at the Student Union. There's this great new thing called Rock You, and you can rent games and movies just starting at $1. So check it out now at the bottom floor of the Student Union, located right next to the game room.
This is Nick Wilkinson.
This is Jeff Matheny.
And we're Nick Wilkinson,
the featured players.
And you're watching
Lights,
Camera,
Akron.
We'll see more from those guys in just a bit, but first, let's get back to that conversation about President Obama's music taste.
I see him as an Usher type of guy.
I'm thinking Lady Gaga.
Then I'm 93% sure he would like 88.1. You know that's WZIP.
Yeah, you know, I heard they're doing big things up there on Colby Hall. They are for sure in my top 6 of November.
Alaina, Colby's there year-round.
I'm just saying they're really good in November.
No, top-notch year-round. This past week, we caught up with an individual making a lasting impression within the top student-run radio station. Check it out.
Bruno Mars' latest song, Locked Out of Heaven, is Z88, Akron's best station for non-stop hits. What's up? How you doing tonight? You good? It's Terrence J with you.
So much to do in media and entertainment and journalism, etc. It's brilliant what we do here. It is absolutely brilliant. And I have gotten a chance to step out in the real world to work in media and entertainment. We mold people into great professionals here. I'm still getting molded, being a better educator and a better professional. Enrique Iglesias and Sammy Adams finally found you on Z88, Akron's best station for non-stop hits. Here we have a book that maps out the music on the show, and it's filled with requests, and it's filled with certain songs that we know are people's favorite songs. And I go through that to see when the songs are gonna play, and that's how I gauge what artists I'm gonna be talking about, what news is going on with them. Twitter, Facebook is a huge part of my show because it's just like a whole nother world out there to just connect and talk to people. In August and in January, that is when you have the opportunity to pick up an application and live your dream and better yourself. Being here made me a better person.
Now we can all finally put a face to the name. And like Terrence said, if you are a student and interested in getting involved in the radio station, take a trip to the top floor, that's the 3rd floor of Colby Hall at the beginning of the semester.
And there's nothing that tops a car ride accompanied by WZIP.
Yeah, I really like jamming to it when I'm going to concerts or shows.
And there's plenty of good talent that rolls through Akron. Amanda Ake highlights a few of our favorites.
Welcome to this week's entertainment segment on Lights, Camera, Akron. If you're a country music fan, then you're in the right place. We met up with Akron's own Blue Ribbon Bluegrass Band at the Kent stage. They filled us in on why, in their opinion, bluegrass music is the best music. Let's take a look.
I wanna love you all night long, little girl. I wanna love you all night long. I wanna love you all night long, little girl. I wanna love you all night long. I wanna love you all night long.
We started off doing Southern rock, and we decided that that was kind of a dime a dozen, and I had been raised on bluegrass, and with begging and pleading and trying to write as many songs as I could in bluegrass formation, we ended up deciding that bluegrass is the route we were gonna attempt.
Helps me when I'm down on my knees, on my knees.
Sort of in the back of my mind somewhere that bluegrass is kind of the coolest art form of music that I knew of. So I was like, that's what I want to do.
For me, I like bluegrass because it's hillbilly music, and I'm a hillbilly, basically.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, definitely.
I love the music because it's just, it's wholesome, and it's not the crap you hear today so much.
It's raw.
And it's different. Not commercial, and it's not overdone, light show, it's just the music, and that's what's nice about it.
We're not here for long, we're here for a good time. Picking in a blink from the nights we getting everybody out there see.
The world it is today with digital music online, you have a lot of people who just stay home and don't go out and enjoy live, raw music. We spend a lot of time practicing Fridays and Sundays, and you know, we do that to get better, but we also do that to put the music out to the people. And you know, there have been shows where there's only been 15 people, and it's like, what better do you really have to do, you know, than come see us? So that's my message. That's my message to the people.
We're not here for long, we're here for a good time. Listen to that thumb sound while everybody's getting down. Everybody's getting down. Thank you, Kent Stage.
This next band, we traveled up to Cleveland to get in touch with our Irish roots. Mary's Lane is an Irish folk rock band that's ready to put on a high energy show that makes you want to get on your feet and dance and sing along.
We always saw an opportunity within the Irish music scene just because I grew up with it. Everyone's have heritage. We would always go to these Irish festivals together, so we'd always get together and we would just watch these other bands who were great, but we'd say, why aren't we doing this? We need to get out there, we can do this, let's start it up. Until one year, the Monday after that weekend, Michael actually emailed myself and Mark and a few other guys, and we got together at his house, and that's when we had our first practice. So it's all been going great since that day. We wouldn't agree to a name at the start of things, so we all just gave it a couple weeks, but I always had this idea in mind called Mary's Lane. It's just a street in Ireland. It has 5 widowers, and they are all named Mary. Everyone in the town who comes there calls it Mary's Lane.
Here we go! We're a big bar band for the most part, and going bar to bar, it's funny because you get sort of that individual taste of every bar, but you also get that following, that local following really comes around, and they'll follow us around bars in Cleveland. They'll follow us all the way down to Cincinnati, Jamestown, New York. Sometimes a new face becomes a regular face, so that's always nice.
All right, y'all have a good time out there? All right, we're back on Mary's Lane. Let's have some fun. Put them up and drink them down. 1, 2, 3, 4.
For me, I like to scope out the energy at each pub, and at each and every pub it's different. Even at the same pub, it's different depending on the night you're playing and the crowd that's there. And just the energy that comes off the crowd, we feed off of that, they feed off of us, and it's just this continual flow of energy that really is very exciting.
The best songs I think we do are the ones that we make. This guy right here, Matthew Solfranco, writes some good songs that are local to Cleveland. They're just really strong songs.
I like taking traditional songs and some covers even, and putting a fiddle tune in the middle of that, and kind of juxtaposing an old fiddle tune with maybe a newer song or a traditional song that they're maybe not so likely to go together, but once you put them together, we rock it out, we make them work.
The one thing, and we wish they could be here with us, Michael Crawley and Mark Whalen. They're 2 integral parts of this. But with the 5 of us, there's an energy, there's a connection that would not exist if you remove one part of that puzzle.
If you're ever down on your luck, you should just come see our band. It'll lift you right back into the game.
It's like St. Patrick's Day every time we play. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Coming up on our next show, we scored an interview with Peter Terry and the City Prophets, but we'll leave that one for next time. Right now, let's kick it back to DJ and Alaina.
AP, what are you doing?
I just don't want the music to end.
Then you're in luck. On this week's Akron Got Talent, we have Matt PFV, a local rapper, making some noise on the Akron music scene.
Stop this. When you come home, I'll hide this truth. I'll never cry again. When you come home,
this is a Cinema Beats production. I want you to come home. So sick and tired of empty lifetime alone. I feel like a lost part of my soul. Pain's not subtracted. I can't counteract the sadness I feel when I'm not in my zone. You're so far gone when I need you the most. I find myself pacing, I'm contemplating, racing time to see your face outside the lines of a picture frame. Yeah, I'm dying inside. This cold world is so evil. You showed me how to live with my pride intact, aside from the fact that no one else minds if I'm breathing. It's intriguing to think of reasons to believe in, keeping my feet from leaving this steeple, relaxing in your feet and feeling the beat of my heart exceeding its rate of bleeding. We all leak red, so I'm not ashamed to remove disguise from my weakness. I wish it were possible for you to come home, cause I need it. But if I have to wait till I die, I'll keep believing I will meet again and reunite with the keeper of what inspired the life that I've been leading. This is production.
when you come home, I'll stop this. When you come home,
I wish I could see that again.
I don't think that's how the show works, but you know you can find his music on iTunes.
And you know what? I wish things always went my way, and I wish you would tell us how to find the show online.
Wish granted. To find us on Twitter, go to @ZTVLCA. We're on Facebook at facebook.com/ZTVLCA, or you can email us, you guessed it, at ztvlca@gmail.com.
Make sure you tweet, comment, and email us if you or someone you know can extreme hula hoop, spit fire, or do something cooler than ironing a shirt. We'll be right back after this short break. Keep it right here with us on Lights, Camera, Akron. What has been your favorite meal so far that we've cooked on ZTV Lights, Camera, Akron?
You know, I usually enjoy Rob's, but you guys cook a lot of great things here. I really enjoyed the mac and cheese.
Why aren't your lips moving?
You know, Alaina, I've really established that type of rapport around the University of Akron community. Experience the energy.
Lights, Camera, Akron is so awesome. We get the administrative staff to come on our show, making it the #1 thing about November.
I can't argue with that.
And welcome back to the one and only Lights, Camera, Akron. And when I say one and only, I mean the best thing about November.
I think that's clear, but I do have some beef with this month. It's getting a little cold for me.
Didn't your mom mail you your jacket?
Yeah, of course, she's always there for me. But it's got me thinking about how fortunate we are to have warmth, food, and shelter in our lives.
And this past week was Hunger and Homelessness Awareness Week, where multiple events took place so students could come together and reflect on their fortunate lives.
Our personal favorite was Cardboard City. Here it is.
Cardboard City, it's our kickoff event. It's just a way for students to really reflect on what homeless means. For an hour, they'll be making and constructing their home out of cardboard. So they can be as creative as they wish. As you'll see, there's a mark-off line where shelter, it's supposed to be relating to shelters and kind of figuring out how much space there really is limited in a shelter living, especially in November and as it gets colder in the Akron area.
Not everyone is privileged, and that there's a place for everyone in society, and this, even though it's not, you know, like your house, you have your car, your house, and everything like that, they still can feel at home.
So there's a huge population of homeless that I don't think we realize, and then also being indoors and having the shelter living, how full and how tight a space really is to be in for a night. So I hope that they'll gain a more of awareness and sense of giving to the Akron area.
I guess just building a community is what it's about, and being a part of that community, no matter what kind of community it is, and to have that camaraderie and friendship with other people. You know, even as we're building with other people, you know, we're asking, you know, do you want to be a part of our city? Do you want to be a part of our house? Do you want to join houses? And I think that we can take away working together and building a community together is what's important.
You know, it really does seem like the students had a good time and came out with a new perspective. But can you believe they stayed there the whole night?
I don't think I could have done it. I'm so used to my bedtime snack.
Yeah, usually I enjoy a little midnight microwave endeavor, something quick and cheap.
Yeah, I can't afford to shell out all this money.
DJ, you are exactly right, but that's probably why you don't get the chicks.
Yeah, but my sunny side is still up.
Keeping this conversation up is extremely exhausting. It's pretty obvious what we cooked up this week. Well, DJ.
What up?
Looks like we're making eggs today.
Sounds excellent.
Oh, you're too good.
Pretty punny.
And oh, that's good too. Anyways, we're gonna have a little competition today. Who can make the best eggs the best way? I'm gonna use egg beaters and a mug.
And I'm gonna use real man eggs in a plastic bag.
I'm gonna put in mine tomatoes, onions, and some cheese, and 1 tablespoon water. What are you gonna put in yours?
Tomatoes, onions, cheese, and 1 tablespoon of water.
Okay, let's get started.
Well, that sounds I actually have to cook this time. This is weird.
Yeah, this is weird, isn't it?
It's my egg cracking debut on LCA. Excellent execution.
Mix it up.
I'm on a roll. Excellent execution.
That's really great, DJ. I'm done. What are you doing?
You know, sometimes you have to perfect your craft. You know.
Well, while you're doing your business, I'm gonna put mine in the microwave.
You're done?
I'm done. All it needs to do is microwave for 2 minutes.
Wow, does that look good? This looks so excellent. This is almost embarrassing how bad I am.
Oh my gosh. Look
at No way. No way.
Oh, look at it. Be careful it doesn't explode.
Oh my gosh, we're on a roll. So would you
Whoa, look at this bad boy.
Before you try it, can I cook mine?
Sure.
You know,
I'm nervous. What if it does pop? Oh!
And one thing we can guarantee you on Lights, Camera, Akron is no matter how it turns out, you know we're gonna give it a try. Who would not want to taste a little piece of this?
Me. You like that?
One bag omelet.
You have to try it.
Oh, man. Oh, I don't know if I can do it. Don't know. Can I concede, wave my white flag, and you win the competition?
Yeah, I guess. Let's try mine.
It's not terrible. Tastes like egg.
Yeah, tastes like eggs.
Interesting, you know. So what would you rate yours on a 1 to 10?
How about let's go from strongly dislike to excellent.
Okay.
I think excellent.
Okay.
Or mediocre.
Oh my gosh, that was pretty good. We tried it in the mug. We tried it in the bag. I think consensus is the mug probably works a little bit better.
Ding, ding, ding.
In the bag, kind of turns out like this. So it's kind of up to you. The bag will work, but we like the taste of the mug, so we'd go that route. But also, either one you can make in your dorm, so it's great. As we've cooked all semester, it's a great way to wrap it up because it's a great thing to make in your dorm for breakfast. If
So
you're
easy.
sick of Pop-Tarts and
Yeah, sick of
unhealthy
cereal.
things for breakfast.
Definitely.
This will get your day started.
With protein.
Yeah. Yum. Bye. I'm sad that's going to be the last time I get to cook with you this semester.
Wait, that's the last time? I had something really good planned for next time. I was gonna make peanut butter and jelly ravioli, my mom's favorite recipe.
Sounds different. I'm kind of glad it's over now. But luckily, we will have our best of show for you guys next time around.
If you had a favorite part in one of the past shows, be sure to tweet us at ZTVLCA, comment on our Facebook wall at facebook.com/ZTVLCA, or find it on YouTube at youtube.com/ZTVLCA.
Well, that just about does it for us. We will see you next time on Lights, Camera, Akron.
All right, what else should we do?
Blue and gold, soft dew, and zippers too. I don't know the rest.
This program was produced by ZTV at the University of Akron. To find out how you can make Emmy-winning media, visit the UA School of Communication online. ZTV. Make media. Make a difference.